Very good morning, India, and sisters and brothers of Kerala, my neighbor land where I am temporarily residing, and all my student community of Kerala, especially students from pharmaceutical sciences. I'm taking my time to throw some light on democracy, independence, pre-independent days. Being a responsible citizen, we can blame ourselves, each other, for our failure, and then we can debate and we can correct our mistakes, and thereby we will learn from mistakes. Then in future we will live together. Would be the successful way in this society. Fighting and creating terrorism and fighting by brutal force and acting against laws and order and the constitution and the constitutional power and the constitutional advice and against jury, against the society and rough revolution. These kind of things on conflicts, creating conflicts or conflict-inducing speech will always lead to destruction rather than a prospection. And so, as a teacher, I also feel a lot of failure in course of my lifetime with the perspective of delivering democracy to me, this country. But I'm not mistaking because first we have to correct mistakes on our side. Every individual citizen, people should come forward to think with their broad mind that what are the negative from their side, their family side, their street side and their area and locality. If they started correcting, the whole village will, and then the town, and then the first, second and third tier cities and mega cities, the metropolitan, cosmopolitan, every city and the whole state of India, Mother India, will become very clean and very clear. When we compromise something in our family, and when we compromise something that will go and hurt others' feeling for the sake of our temporary discomfort, definitely it is a way of going against the law. Our constitution is giving a guarantee that every citizen of India is having rights to speak freely, act freely, pray to their own religion, live together and encourage cooperation, coordination and develop fraternity and thereby a healthy society, and then the peaceful world, peaceful environment, peaceful world, protection of nature, existence and living together. And so our constitution is very, very holy, and not only teaching us, teaching the whole world how to live as a fraternity, combining together in the society. So my students, rather than becoming very angry and emotional like me, because I am not belonging to this generation, last generation, my age is 50. So I am very short-tempered, though I am very short-tempered after becoming a teacher. At the age of 25, I started reducing my anger. Being a teacher, I composed myself in a very soft manner. And nowadays I am not becoming very angry, except the rights what I am exposing in my family, where I may become a little bit tensioned. Dear citizens, our country has been provided with 4 strong walls You may be knowing it. There are four walls of democracy. The first one is the parliament. The parliament is the holy house of democracy, where the people elected, selected, nominated by us. And the nominated people will select furthermore some more people, and the nominated members, elected members, both will go to the parliament and represent their individual state, where each and every law being framed will be debated, and after analyzing the pros and cons of an ordinal or a law, if it is a financial bill, the lower house. If it is going to be upper house first, right? The lower house will take up the financial bill, whatever it may be, first preference, and other social related other things, the upper house. Both the house must give green signal in order to pass a law. It's called democratic country, democratic sovereign country. If anything is not happening so, then it would mean that automatically we are under tyrannic kingship or monolithic autocratic and dictatorship would be the meaning. And as far as democracy is concerned, the parliament, we have developed a lot the last 70 years after independence, and we are still improving, and healthy arguments are there. I could be able to see as a teacher the parliament whenever I have time, with the TV or internet. My dear students, there are three other democratic walls called as bureaucrats, jury, and media. The media should be always neutral, unbiased, and they should not be so much shivering and boiling. They must be very, very, very composed. They must be composed and strong, and always must be neutral and should not take sides. Such a media is missing in our country. The last 1.5 months I have been putting a lot of messages, a lot of signals through social media that I am one waiting for justice. No media has so far contacted me, but definitely they are exposed. They will be exposed to my channel or through some talks or other things at all, right? So the parliament is doing its duty. Media is failing in its duty by taking sides and to sell their hot cake business. They are taking hot news. There's very, very small news with the celebrities are focused and displayed on the newspapers and magazine and periodicals, rather than the scientific people, invention, discovery, and roles played by our children as adventures and people and community and their traditional life and peaceful environment existing in our country, and where the people are happy and unhappy are not really exposed. As a teacher, it is my blame on the media. And it is not to just argue with them. Media, 90% is okay. 10% loophole is just bringing bad name to the whole media. I am Professor Dr. K. Prabhu, having my morning walk. I am a dedicated and honest teacher of pharmaceutical sciences. I am sharing some of my knowledge with my student community, especially students of the Kerala pharmaceutical sciences area. So the two walls of democracy I explained, one is healthy and is to be improved, the parliamentary system. The media doing their duties, however, there are loopholes where mistakes are occurring that should be shut up. That the bureaucrats and the fourth one will be our jury. when parliamentary system is very perfect and laws are passed and conveyed to the Supreme Court and other session courts, district level courts and high court, right? Their work will take place very nicely. But even failure of parliament leads to failure of justice being discharged from the lower court to higher courts. An ordinary citizen cannot approach a court without money, power, influence, even meet a lawyer and afford money in order to run his case and complete. And so he compromises himself and loses his rights, basic rights. It is against the basic human rights as well as what is written in the Constitution is being forged, faked. My dear students, when we come to the bureaucrats, it is really astonishing to me. They are all the most intelligent intellectuals created in on our land to administer our country and protect our country. There are two systems. One is the Indian Administrative Service, other one is the Indian Police Service. These two are provided with the extraordinary constitutional power to muster their skill and use their laws and power to provide justice, ultimate justice to the person who is living in the very town trodden or very slum area where power supply even, water supply even are not provided with. Such a powerful forces IAS and IPS. As soon as our country had got the independence, then time Indian Administrative Service officers all had a quick interview with Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of our country, who was the first Home Minister also after independence. And they all put their grievances before him that the politicians and political parties are already existing. They were all controlled by us before independence from their ill-doing and wrongdoings. Now, in the parliamentary system, they are given full power to create and enact and implement laws and ordinances. And rather than the president and governors, full power has been given to constitutionally elected and nominated, right, authorities like Prime Minister, Chief Ministers, and member of legislation council. So now they are out of control because they have full power to rule the country, to make the plans and arrangements, planning of country, right, running of, taking forward the country, right, and such powers. We are all just have to carry out their orders in our offices. How it is going to be very practically possible that we will be 100% very straightforward and will be given power to protect the democracy, sir. Then Vallabhbhai Patel convinced all of them that IAS and IPS officers, it is the new version after independence, all will be provided with the constitutional power. The politician cannot be controlled by any one or two wall of democracy. And so they will always go and fight together or compete each other and fight each other. Finally, country will not get developed. And so they must be assisted with and they must be suggested and advised with the intellectual brains of our IAS and IPS officers. And so I have given a lot of power in the constitution. Jury, media and you, three people can strongly and together act and control over the political system. And so political system will also cooperate with you to run the country forward in a very advanced manner and modern way. Then what happened, the failure on the bureaucrats. Whenever the politicians are committing a mistake and failing their duty, behind them are bureaucrats. It is a fact. As a teacher, I have seen everything and I have learned and I have been watching, right? When the IAS and IPS officers are 100% perfect and neutral, no politician can make any wrong signature on the white paper or a letter pad of him to make it as a law or an order. A politician cannot take even 1 rupee from people or anything illegally apart from his salary. If IAS and IPS officers are very, very vigilant and stick to their rules and regulations and laws of Indian Constitution. And so, nowadays I can say politicians and bureaucrats have come together to collude themselves together as friends. And so, the democracy, delivery of democracy to the poor teacher like me, dedicated teacher like me, innocently, without worrying about any comfort, I've been teaching my students nearly 23 years, and another 7 or 8 years I may be working. I will teach my students alone. I will not earn anything other than my salary. It's my policy. So such people, the democracy is not provided in time. Sometime it may take my life to achieve it. Thank you.